My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2, where we're here for the Morsel Maximus challenge in the Dimensional Portal. Protect your delicious morsels from hungry invaders. We've got Primordium Umbra, we've also got the Sentience Awoken, with the higher heart of Bogworm's growth, giving us a random capacity on a floor after each battle, permanently. The mutators are as such, Scrumptious Snacks. Summon 3 morsel units on random floors at the start of each turn. Also, Soul Harvesters. Enemy units gain +3 health on harvest. And Mansion. +2 capacity on each floor. So obviously we need to exploit the ever-loving hell out of having these morsels. Speaking of morsels, we have even more morsels. 2 Ember, 1 Size Morsel Maker. On Resolve, summons an Antumbra and Magma Morsel. We got 2 Stings in the base deck as well. A little bit of damage. Hey, Flesh Weaver and Strixen Hallow. Nice to see that. And some Mind Collapse for a little bit of backline removal. Terpaternus Chosen Adventury awaits us at the end of the run. Show me an artifact that's worth its while. Hello. -1 cost to all starter cards? Admittedly, Ancient Pietat is ridiculous. So much deployment ember, so much everything, but almost our entire deck costing 0. And it's effective because these aren't units nor 0 costs, so they'll pretty much always be in the deck. Gimme. Aggressive Edible. Gives us additional damage, or we can have Stalwart Snack for be eaten more times. Honestly, probably Aggressive Edible here. I just really need damage as quickly as I can get it. I think 1 energy per turn, that's okay. A lot of my cards cost 0. I was wondering if they would do this in the deployment phase, and yes, they do. So let's use this to set up on floor 2 then. And I can get a Morsel Maker as well to help set up that floor for the Whoa, hang on. Because there's no eating in deployment phase. We get 3 at the start of deployment phase, and then we also get 3 at the start of our first turn. Oh, that's a lot of minions. I guess, ideally, we're going to want a 3-floor strategy. That's 3 different floors that all benefit from consuming in the front line. Yeah, I guess Morsel Jeweler on top line, why not? Oh man, that's so many morsels. For free! Yeah, I guess I will blink for another morsel. I mean, we're just getting decent stats on things. I don't really need to worry too much. I'm honestly a little surprised that the bottom line hasn't already managed to get the kill, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Second line will definitely. Yeah, we get great stats out of these guys. Get him, morsels! Merchant of Steel Awoken? Merchant of Steel Awoken. Ugh! How dare you? I'll take an Antumbra Assault. It's gonna be relevant. Sharpen. Yes. It's very slow sweep, but it does sweep. Yeah, so the main problem that I'm immediately about to run into is I want Umbra units, but currently my Merchants of Steel are paired with Awoken units instead. I'll take this first Merchant of Magic. There's stuff we can do here. +10 magic power means a 0-cost Mind Collapse. It's still really useful for us. -1 Permafrost isn't honestly that good. I'm gonna -1 the sharpen. And I think I'm just gonna leave the rest of this and go for an explosive Merchant of Steel. Morsel Master, when you summon a Morsel unit on this wall, create a copy. Unfortunately, is that... Unfortunately, I don't think I want to take that. Despite the fact that it does give me additional morsels, I really need someone who eats the morsels for an additional benefit. Oh my god, that top line. Yeah, I mean, they're going to put all the morsels up there. Okay, that's probably where I should be, too. Flagellant's March, that's fine. They'll do the least damage on the bottom line, but... yeah, I don't really need to defend that down there. Mind Collapse is already doing okay. There's a Sharpen, some additional health for you. Oh, no. They heal from the harvest. Okay, never mind. Got him in the right order with the blink. Yeah, the enemies healing from the harvest, or rather gaining max health from the harvest, I think is so that if we ever have a blank line, they're capable of just shredding the entirety of it. I didn't have anything in hand that would have helped me get that collector, right? Damn. Yeah, I'll be fine on top line with just this. Love to see the Entomber Assault get full value. We do a lot more damage to the enemy front line. Unfortunately, the back line gets a lot more health from all these harvests. Probably shouldn't have let them do that, but we'll see how it goes. Ah, it's fine. Just big enough statistics on this guy to be okay. I'll take it back, morsels. Yeah, I'm going to make the entire run about using as many morsels as possible. Vine Grasp, just the one of those for moving enemies out of position, maybe even moving my own minions. Dualism, interesting. Endless is also there. Look, I will throw a hollow at the front of its own line. It does feel like the rejuvenate spikes from Thorn Hollow makes a lot more sense. How do I care about dualism on you? Let's say yes. Then plus 14 damage. Crucible Warden. Honestly, no, you want things that have an impact. Yeah, like, oh, Titanite's obviously huge on Thorn Hollow. but multi-strike strips it out. I just need the additional damage. Plus 10 health and spikes 3. I can give spike 6 to Thorn Hollow by default, or I could even give you damage shield 6 by default. That actually sounds really good. I'll try and get better wings. Ooh, Arcus's wing now. 8 health, 15... Sorry, 8 damage, 15 health, and the ability of flight. The ability to fly between floors, like literally just being able to fly Thorned Hollow to the right position, seems pretty good. If it looks like Thorned Hollow is about to lose the floor, I can just fly it elsewhere. If it looks like Thorned Hollow is needed to help a floor, I can fly it there. Primordium bottom. Oh, hang on, no. Primordium's aggressive edible. That's got to go with Crucible Warden. On Hollow Morsel Maker. Should I guess gives us Crucible Warden Primordium top line. I mean, you intend to hit me on the top line, so if I get some spikes up here, that should help. One, two, three. Fill out the floor entirely. We get corruption on the unit that does the kills, so I'm going to mind collapse the enemy, because I don't have to worry about corruption on the top line when I'm going to be mostly worried about damage shields. Perfect, managed to kill that unit without having to worry about managed to kill that unit without having to worry about the corruption it could have given us. Is that... Excuse me, have I shredded all of your flesh already? How? Did you not have much? What's going on here? I guess maybe I removed a bunch of additional flesh on the top line when our morsels attacked and just didn't clock it. Well, we're extremely safe now. Can't hardly be sad about that. I think ultimately in the future, I'm looking for anything that helps me utilize the fact that I'm going to have a ridiculous amount of capacity on every floor. That's a lot of damage on your spikes, friend. You wear dualism well. Wildwood Tome. Apply quick. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, Crucible Warden wants that. Alloyed Constructs. Yes... I do want a leader for a third line, and I'll take you. I'm gonna have to take energy at least once. So I'll take it now. Fire remains, no additional money. I'll be going to the Merchant Magic then. double stack consume remove. Interesting. Negative cost and consume both available here too. Exile's Diadem probably doesn't matter at all. Bloodthirsty Blade, though, could be a lot of additional damage for an alloyed construct who gets to utilize it correctly. Although I will say that Bloodthirsty Blade currently goes on Thorned Hollow because Thorned Hollow just clears up everyone with their spikes, so it's a bunch of slaves. If I had anything that was worth negative 2 costing, I'd do it, but I'll just consume remove the packed morsels instead. Plus 10 magic power for an Antumbra Assault. I don't think double stack Sharpen really makes that much sense here, so I'll leave. Again, floating a lot of money. Superfood. Currently, Superfood would just allow me to donate a bunch of additional regen stacks and occasionally some spikes. It's just not that big. Speaking of that big, what about an aggressive edible that now is giving 30 damage at the end of every round? That sounds good to me. More lifesteal stacks for the bottom line would really help pad out our health, but also its additional rejuvenate triggers. Pretty nice. I'll just throw an additional big guy top floor. Still got to focus on getting those heals, though. That's where my spikes come from. Good to see how fierce this middle line is. 112 damage on the alloyed construct, does twice. You got some fuel, but more would be better. Here's the Bloodthirsty Blade in time to get just a couple slaves. I really need to get rid of these shield stewards. Perfection. Let them all charge aimlessly against my shields. Blade's getting some decent damage while that happens. Definitely don't need a Crucible extension. I will say an additional energy per turn is also probably over the mark. Cave in, also not necessary. I'll skip there. Awakening Thicket. Friendly units have plus 20 max health and restore 10 health on resolve. I could easily place that as the room for Thorned Hollow for another rejuvenate trigger. Not that that's especially big. Restoring Retreat. Move a unit down and to the back of that floor. Not a really good way to heal the Thorned Hollow, who wants to stay at the front line. Yeah, I'll take the Thicket. Why not? Merchant of Arms. I will say, Merchant of Arms, 1 Ember, 2 Ember, 3 Ember, 4 or 5. 6. A deployable Bloodthirsty Blade becomes bigger a lot faster. Damn, Zone of Silence. Annoyingly, Zone of Silence is pretty much exactly what I was asking for helping me deal with a Seraphitonis Chosen of Entropy. I'll just have to play it at the right time later. God, where's the Awakening Thicket going to go in that fight then? Maybe nowhere. Maybe it doesn't have to be relevant for the final fight. Overgrowth Carapace, there is definitely additional capacity available. The only problem is I really want to fill that additional capacity with morsels most of the time. Merge a Bloodthirsty. Nope, no need to do that. Gaining artifacts. Oh, sick. At the start of turn, add a common or uncommon morsel unit to your hand. Hell yeah, I love those. In terms of duping here, it really feels like it's either Thorned Hollow, which... Do I need a second Thorned Hollow? Realistically, do I need a second one? Or Packed Morsels. I think it's got to be the Packed Morsels here. The Consume removed Packed Morsels, of course. Okay, right. There's a Merchant of Trinkets in the next area that also has next to it a removal. We've got Unstable Vortex. Pardon, had to pause for a moment before the fight, and I do not remember what I was in the middle of saying. Heaven Seal. Non-boss enemy units restore 150 health if they move up a floor. That's right, I'm going back to saying if they move up a floor. I don't believe they will. Construct needs... It feels like Construct needs Morsel Maker with the consistency of fuel generation, but I want the damage from the Primordium. There's the Restore. That's enough spikes. Yeah, we're taking out both of the backliners once. Oh, but unfortunately they get larger as well. That's going to be a problem. So each time one of these enemies dies and is harvested, it's also giving +3 health to all of the units on the floor. Yeah, that's going to be kind of annoying, unfortunately. Quick on the second floor should help, though. Guess all of the morsels on floor 2 makes most sense now. Get Alloyed Construct to a high enough damage point that it can just cut through both of the enemy front lines here. I don't need to silence the bottom line, so Awakening Thicket will be comfortable down here as well. Okay, yeah, you take care of both of the enemy front lines here, and then... our top line will take care of the rest. Yeah, pretty much only morsels matter at this point. Yep. Still really need those shield stewards out of this deck. Oh, this could be so many slays on the bottom line for us. It's beautiful. This boss has 8 stacks of reanimate, which just means... Oh no, my spear steward. Took half of those stacks away. Not half of them, because we have attack and spikes causing additional stack growth. All this to say, the bloodthirsty blade was getting very big. Returning units to hand, thank you so much. Invigorating Solution. Consume to draw 3 additional cards next turn. Yes, please. Units get an extra upgrade slot is nice. It's not especially relevant, though. When a friendly unit's healed, deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to the amount healed. Unfortunately, I believe that only... Yeah, equal to the amount healed. So it has to be actually missing health that gets hit. I'll definitely take Jack Strips. Priority's Cloak, it'll do a little bit of damage for us occasionally, but it will never do that much damage for us, unfortunately. Maybe it's enough, though. Units get an extra upgrade slot. Yeah, I mean, you know, Allied Construct and Crucible Warden both carrying a decent amount of good upgrades is really relevant to this run. Next time I get to a Merchant of Steel, I know exactly what to do there. Let's get rid of both Shield Stewards first, noting that they're just never coming out. Merchant of Steel and a dupe next to it. I'm going to need to save additional money for that Merchant of Steel as well, so... Especially considering the Pyrestone housing we just picked up. Anything related to health, bottom line. Anything related to damage, midline. And then just a Morsel mine at top. Also got a Spear Steward I guess I can use to deflect damage on the top line. Yeah, let's do that. Your trigger is on Revenge. Your trigger is on Siphon. I shouldn't really have to worry about that. We'll be fine. I have 10 empty spaces for morsels at the moment. Of course, I don't have 10 morsels eaten because it's only counting the morsels that I've personally generated, not the morsels that have been generated from Scrumptious Snacks, because those are cardless. Good, good, good. That's very helpful. As it turns out, I do definitely need some additional health on the Allied Construct at this point. Hopefully we'll be able to keep them a lot comfier now that we don't have Primordium on that floor, so we can just try and throw as many defensive morsels as we possibly can there. Great spikes on the bottom line, just tragically no regen. Damage and damage for the top line. There we go. Health, health, and damage shield for the mid. Perfect. Yeah, health is comfortable enough on this floor. Bottom line still comfy as well. Let's get the knife down there. It's a zone of silence for the midline, despite the fact that it doesn't really do a huge amount there. Doesn't even prevent the revenge triggers. We may lose the Thorned Hollow sooner than I thought. Thank heck for the Awakening Thicket, the only reason Thorned Hollow is still alive. Game, this is a very important time for us. Ooh, lifesteal on the bottom line is huge. Gotta fill the entire field with as many morsels as I can. Right, Primordium is an eaten unit. Did forget about that. Welcome back, Primordium. Let's get some damage shield so I can survive long enough to actually be able to deal those. Then damage and damage. I guess I'll go energy for the midline. Just extend the range of anything I can cast. And Sombra Morsel frontline, and that'll do it. It's literally just enough so that the Thorned Hollow can regenerate its health with lifesteal before getting wiped out by the enemy. And then as soon as it has that opportunity, it immediately wins the fight. More. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much exactly what we're looking for. I mean, sure, Shroud Mitosis is pretty good as well here, but the ability to gain 15/15 every turn while triggering Gorge and Eaten, it's too much. It's too much to ignore. Give me draw, definitely need that. Large Stone, Smart Stone. I guess that's Alloyed Construct. I don't really want to reroll without the guarantee that I'll be able to use the entire roll, though. Let's give additional health and then damage shield to Morsel Maker. Keep you comfortable in the backline there. And I'll go all the way to 60 damage being given by the aggressive edible every turn, please. Bloodthirsty Blade gives 41 damage for 1 energy. The only problem is how many people really want to wear the Bloodthirsty Blade. At this point, Bloodthirsty Blade is really good on Primordium for giving additional damage really quickly. That's huge. I want both a second Wretch, just because it's an incredible card, and a second Bloodthirsty Blade. How many more opportunities do I have to dupe? A Merchant of Steel that I am going to go to, with an Imperium Well next to it. I think that gives me license to wait one more round before I dupe that Bloodthirsty, giving me the ability to take the Wretch here instead. Thorned Hollow bottom line, maybe? I mean, yeah. Absolutely, obviously. But not having it further up means I can't use its spikes to respond to all of the enemies incoming, so I just have to deal with, what is it, 48 damage coming into the Allied Construct on turn 1? It's pretty tough. Ooh, no. These enemies actually become really difficult. Let's go sharpen Wildwood Tome, Glutton more so you can eat a minion. Single heal on the bottom line is already enough to get enough for spikes for the Raging Assassin to go down. We're going to take 12 damage to 1 Purified Soul as it manages to ascend past us here. Certainly be a lot worse. I did forget that the jack strips meant that if I just didn't do anything on either of those floors, they would have won. I'm purposefully taking my own energy to kill both the backliners there, just so that I have the ability to actually summon some morsels to the bottom line. Otherwise, they would just get killed with the Rage Wing. Light Seal for the bottom line, always necessary, always helpful. Unfortunately, Wretch is 1 turn too early to bring back the Primordium for us. Got the Lifesteal down there. Hell, I'll go all the way with Lifesteal on the bottom line there. Oh, also, I gotta remember, you have Chomp. Oh, you could have chomped the Primordium. Maybe we would have even got the Primordium back. Hey, there we go. You gain 75 damage and 15 health from eating the Primordium. Sorry, 18 health from eating the Primordium. And now it's back on board. Oh boy. I have actually run out of capacity. I mean, if any card was going to do it, would be Eaton. I might be able to get another? Wait, no, I do have two Coins of Wretch in the deck. I thought I might be able to get another Primordium this turn, but I guess I'd already drawn all my Primordiums. Wait, that one has quick? Yeah, so I guess Spear Steward, and then I'm going to take my own Spear Steward out so I don't have to deal with him. Out of space, roll the morsels. I can sack morsels on the bottom line basically by throwing them straight into the Rage Wing's maul. Alright, there's Wretch, and yes, we did get the Primordium back. Which realistically means the middle line only needs damage. Treat that as a priority and do whatever else I can. Yeah, we just let them ascend to the next floor. I don't need to try and win on the bottom. It is so unnecessary, in fact. I can even play against my own interests on that floor and still be completely fine. 617 damage with multi-strike will get us there. No, none of those really help us in any way. Bramble Lash is a huge amount of damage to a frontliner if I use it at the right time. It's gotta be Merchant of Steel. Let's go Dualism on Crucible Warden and also give you 10 health and some shields. Midgestone's probably not that relevant. And an additional multi-strike for Alloyed Construct seems great. Gorge triggers an additional time. Spikes deal an additional damage per stack as well. Ridiculous. Empyrean Well asks me for one last dupe, and I tell it, cop the blade. Purging cards from deck. Let's get both of these stewards out of here. And then literally we have 0 coins left. It's time to go to the boss. Ooh, I can already hear the completion sound and the exploding of the void. Right. With an additional multi-strike, I think the Alloyed Construct wants to go lower. And then the other Bloodthirsty Blade goes for our top line now. Oh, hang on. The other Bloodthirsty Blade does eventually go on our top line. It's just not deployable. Zone of Silence for the bottom line, available on turn 1. Unfortunately, means I can't use the Work and Thicken, but that'll have to be okay. I mean, having some regen for the bottom line would be really nice as well. Sorry, some regen, some spikes, so I'm actually taking out the enemies. There we go. With the amount of health I have, we don't play the Curses of Entropy, we just let them activate. I mean, yeah, I can retch, but it's not getting much back. There we go. Finally got some restores in. So now with 22 spikes, we'll be pretty comfortably killing anything that comes to the floor. Well, any of the backline enemies that attack me in particular. Perfect. So we left the Alloyed Construct without anything so that I can hit it with the Gluttons more now to increase the speed at which it does everything. Welcome back, Primordium. Even more damage with the Alloyed Construct, who immediately eats you, gaining... I mean, your double trigger of Gorge only means you get a second fuel. Still 75 additional damage, though, and 3 times multi-strike, and it's all happening at quick speed. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now all I gotta do is make sure he never runs out of fuel. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna Vine Grasp the Silence unit to the front line and then kill it with a Sting. Enabling me... Ooh. Bramble Lash does 180 damage to the frontline enemy unit on the bottom line. Get him. Laid out the whole rest of that hand so I can retch for maximum value, bringing back Primordium yet again. Simply can't keep the Primordium down. It's remarkable, this bottom line has never gotten any additional capacity from the Bogworm's growth, which helps to perfectly debunk for me that it moves one line, one line, one line. I know it says randomly, but I had a couple of runs in a row where Bogworm's growth seemed to be activating in a pattern or an order. I may have forgotten to use his ability there, though. Oops. and health and lifesteal. No, you don't need a lifesteal. Damage shield, damage shield. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we end up winning on the bottom line just due to the size of the spikes. Okay, never mind. We're pretty far from winning on the bottom line just due to the size of the spikes, apparently. My bad. Even with additional morsels? Okay, never mind. With additional morsels, we get way over the top of it. 901 damage by 3 alloy constructs. Yeah, it looks like all it really took was an additional additional lifesteal trigger available at the right time for that bottom line to clear it all out. One challenge left until we unlock the next. Although speaking of having unlocked the next, the final challenge on this prong of the dimensional portal is Awaken the Giant. You're in the land of the giants. Help them grow. Primary clans awoken. Allied is Lunar Coven with Winged Spirit to once per battle full heal your frontline units. Half a heart. Friendly units have double health, but it is unhealed. Okay, so they keep the same base health. Grow up big and strong. Friendly units get +1 damage permanently when healed. Sick. And bulked up enemy units have double health. Okay, yeah, so the start is going to be rough, because Awoken has a rough start, and so does Lunar Coven, so the start of the run is going to be very rough. However, with Witch Weaves as zero-cost heals in the deck, and then Restores with, obviously, Restore, but they also give you Regen for even more healing triggers, Grow Up Big and Strong should get pretty large pretty quickly. Of course, we'll be looking at that in the next run. Until then, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is the series playlist for all my content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank you. And a special thanks this episode to Corbo. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.